All right, guys, you want to talk about some of the scariest moments in business? I've pretty much seen them all. So, trust me, there's some times where you don't know if you're going to survive and you don't know if you've got what it takes. Uh, and you can go down some dark, lonely roads. One of the biggest ones, and this is initially when you first start that business, is no one believes in you. Maybe your family, maybe your friends don't believe in you. Maybe the people you're working for another job and you're telling them how you're going to start another business and stuff like that. Or your employer, your supervisor, people don't believe in you. Or maybe you're on social media and everyone's telling you you're dumb and crazy. When no one believes in you, you start kind of thinking like, well, if everyone's telling me that, maybe it's true. And maybe it is, but I guess you'll never know unless you take that step, I think of Steve Harvey, I heard him once say, if you never take that step, you're never gonna know. So you gotta jump off that cliff. And you're gonna jump off the cliff and you're gonna hit some rocks and you're gonna get banged up and bruised and scratches and all that stuff. And then at some point, your parachute's gonna open. And then you're gonna, just make it. You're not gonna hit the bottom. Your parachute's gonna open up and you're gonna just kind of take off. But you know what? Your parachute's never gonna open if you never take that step. Never, ever, ever. So the next one is delivering bad news. God, I always hated that. The worst one is firing people, telling people that they're laid off, or telling people that you're going to stop a project, stuff like that. Delivering bad news sucks. The very first person I ever had to fire, sucks so bad. There was a guy who was working for me. He was the best man at my wedding. He was my best friend for like 15 years, since we were like kids. He officiated my sister's wedding, all this stuff. And he needed to go. He was doing a bad job. It's not personal, it's just business. And I kept telling my dad, I was like, hey, we gotta fire him, we gotta fire him, we gotta fire him. And my dad finally one day just said, all right, you fire him. And I was like, what? And so the very first person I ever had to fire was my best friend, who was the best man at my wedding and all that stuff. Whew, you talk about nervous. And that ended a friendship. He just couldn't see past the business. He took it too personal, which, hey buddy, sorry man. It's just the name of the game, sorry. That's honestly why a lot of times I tell people, like, don't hire family and friends. That's another mistake I made. That's for another video. Running out of money. Good God. You want to talk about going into panic mode. Oh my God, we're about to go out. We're about to go under. We're about to file bankruptcy or whatever. When you know that, and I've had this happen a couple times, you're really low on funds and you don't know if you're going to make it to the next day or the next week or the next month. Man, you start scrambling to make more money or get lines of credit or whatever, which I don't suggest doing that. If you're going to go under, don't go under with debt. But that's a scary one. Not knowing the lingo in your business or in contracts. Yeah, go in there and have a big meeting where people are asking you all kinds of questions. I like my Ninja Turtle shirt. All kinds of questions, and they start using, business lingo that you're not aware of. Oh, what's the EBITDA of that? And like, EBITDA? Huh? Like, you start like agreeing to shit you don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, oh yeah, or signing contracts where you don't know what they're talking about, which don't do that. But yeah, just when people are talking above you, you're just like, what the fuck are they saying? I have no idea. I'm so lost. I have no clue. That's really a really terrible place to be. Another one is losing contracts or partners or vendors, shareholders, whatever, stuff like that. That's a really difficult one. You lose a big contract and you're just like, oh shit, that was a big chunk of money. I just lost a shareholder. Who's going to be the next shareholder? Who did they sell their shares to? Or how's this going to affect the business? Or, oh, we lost this vendor, or that vendor went out of business, or that vendor quit doing business with us for whatever reason. I mean, yeah, then you start scrambling, trying to find other vendors, and stuff like that. Yeah. Lawsuits and claims. That's a pretty nasty one. Lawsuits suck because one really big lawsuit can put you under. Claims, same way, insurance claims. One really big insurance claim can put you under. And again, like a lot of these lawyers start speaking lawyer lingo and jargon that you don't know what the hell they're talking about, but you always have one ace in the hole. They may know the law, but they don't know your industry. And boy, did I love schooling lawyers. Like anytime they would say, well, you can't do this, blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, oh, that's not how this works, homeboy. You may be schooled in general law, but you don't know the operations. You don't know the industry. You don't know the day-to-day. You don't know the finances. Let me tell you something. I used to love eating lawyers up. I got some other stories. Maybe I'll tell some other stories one time. I had one of my own lawyers one time. I just kind of tell this one real quick. One of our own lawyers one time that got real uppity with me. Uppity little bitch. And I just told him, I said, when you come into my office, you talk to me like a man and I'll treat you like a man. And I was young at the time. I think I was like 25 and he's like probably 45, 50. And well, he was just like, quit thinking you know everything, blah, 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 just being a real asshole. And I was like, you know what? You talk to me like a man and I'll treat you like a man. Until then, don't say a goddamn word to me. Shut him the fuck up. Oh, he got fired real quick after that. Yeah. Or the last one is partners changing their mind. Say you're all in agreement and you and your partner are headed in the same direction, lock and step, and then all of a sudden, boop, they decide to go this way with it. And then you're just like, what the hell, man? I thought we were doing something over here. That's another one that'll really kind of freak you out. That's one of those scary, scary moments that you're just like, because it's like parents, the mom and the dad have to be, coordinating and on the same wavelength and talking the same lingo and all that stuff. And the second that you break, man, God damn it, now you just left me here like holding a pot of shit. What the fuck? Anyways. Yeah, those are all scary, scary times that you're gonna have to deal with. Theft and vandalism, that's some shitty ones. People steal money, people steal tools, people steal inventory. I had a dude steal toilet paper one time. Like, he was stuffing his backpack full of toilet paper and we were paying him well. Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Anyways, yeah, you're gonna have shitty times. Like, nobody, no business, even big businesses, like Apple and Google and all these companies get sued by governments for tens and hundreds of billions of dollars. So trust me, the bigger you are, the bigger problems you have and the more problems you have. So you just got to find a way to put one fire out, stomp that fire out with your feet and keep marching forward. So, all right, guys, subscribe, share, comment, like. Really appreciate it if you watch some of my other videos. Thanks. Let's get to work.